Really good activity call, man. Really good. It's one of those, man. You make a decision like bringing Noel Levitovich on board. It's one of those decisions like, thank the Lord, amen, hallelujah. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty smart decision. That's one thing about this business. You never know, honestly, what when you do something, you just never know what the long-term impact is. You bring someone on, and when you partner with certain people, when decisions you make could have long-term effects, both positive and negative. There can be negative effects as well from decisions that you make. But you want to be on the side of positive, like 51%. You make 51% of the right decisions, then you're way ahead of the game, right? And it's great to be reminded by my downline group, Mike and Noel, because they kind of keep me focused on track too. So that's a blessing you could have to your upline, just to remain focused and on track, and and then they can be the same way. So they mentioned some very important concepts on there as far as you all that want to build an organization. For those of you that want to, really break out into creating long-term wealth, which to me is, creating a lifestyle, creating income that's beyond your own personal capacity to work. And that is, I think, the key to taking all the pressure off you. But you have to put the pressure on you to be able to create that type of lifestyle. It all has to start somewhere. And it all has to start from you creating your world, creating your mindset, and creating your attitude. That will be the most important thing that you can control of anything that you can control. And, there's a lot of things that you cannot control out of your control that you can fret about and worry about. All you can do, and I can do, is do what I can control. And the first priority is controlling your mindset and attitude. Because once you can control that, then man, your business is going to take off, because it is really, honestly, the key for you to go beyond your preconceived notions of where you're at. And if I had to really kind of title this talk, or this section of our talk, is, drinking the Kool-Aid. How about that? Let's talk about drinking the Kool-Aid, which obviously has negative connotations sometimes. Man, those alliance people, man, they're just rah, and all they talk about is, excitement and enthusiasm, and is anyone really making money? It's like, oh man, if they only knew. It starts there, rah. It's funny, people complain about rah because their attitude and mindset's in the toilet, right? When you have a negative mindset and attitude, all that stuff really points out that you have a negative mindset and attitude, and you don't want to be around it, because you've got stinking thinking big time, and you hear the positive people that are moving on in the business. It just makes you sick, because it shows you the person in the mirror, right? You get frustrated, you get jealous, and you get angry, and it's all this rah stuff. It's like, man, you got to latch onto that. That's why I say drink the Kool-Aid, because the people that are successful are the ones that drank the Kool-Aid. And what I mean by that is they've taken on the attitude and mindset of winning in this business. And it truly is the attitude mindset. You can look at examples of this all around you, the NFL, football teams that have the winning mindset and attitude. They may have equal or less talented on the teams because their mindset attitude, they go in there and they enforce their will on the other team. They enforce their mindset and attitude on their team. Great example. If you saw the Alabama Auburn Iron Bowl, I mean, come on. Alabama lost that game up until the last, 2 minutes? Was it 2 minutes? Alabama scored like 2 touchdowns in a span of was it 26 seconds? I mean, it was just something insane, right? Total insane odds. They shouldn't have came back. Auburn should have taken care of business, but they could not hold back Alabama's mentality. I purely believe that was a game of will. Alabama enforced their attitude and mindset on the other team, and they came back from seemingly great odds because they kept their mindset and attitude right. And those of you on this call, think about all the junk that's happened to you in the past and the ways that you've been able to overcome it in a positive way through your mindset and attitude, right? Like, look, I went to Air Force Academy and we had an over 50% attrition rate from the cadets that came in with me to the cadets that graduated, right? And I had the mindset and attitude that, hey man, my alternative, if I ever quit, was Ohlone Junior College in Northern California, right? Like I had the grades to get into UC Berkeley, all the top schools, because I was number 2 in my high school, which makes you the first loser, right? I still have bitter feelings about that. This Chinese girl beat me, just barely, anyway. That's some old baggage I have. But that was my reality. That because my parents didn't put away money for college. My dad was, 20-year retired enlisted man in the Navy Seabee, served in Vietnam. He didn't put money away for college. Anything had to be on me. So I was, Ohlone Junior College, man. That was my alternative to the Air Force Academy. And actually, the Air Force Academy was the only place I ever applied to college. I applied to no other colleges except the Air Force Academy. I didn't apply to West Point, Navy. I just applied to the Air Force Academy. That's it. No, I didn't apply anywhere else because I was focused on going there. I wanted to go there. My parents didn't know any better that I should have probably hedged my bet, but I didn't. And so when I got in, I realized there are 16,000 people that applied to go to that service academy, and I was one of 1,600 that made it. And then I was one of 750 that graduated. Check those odds out, right? If someone had told me those odds before I started, I'm thinking, man, this Filipino dude that got good grades in school, but do I have what it takes to overcome those odds? What is it? Let's say 750 divided by 16,000. A 4.7% chance. 4.7% chance. He said, Alex, you only have really a 4.7% chance of graduating from the Air Force Academy. I don't know what I would have done. I was oblivious to the odds. See, and why was I oblivious to the odds? Because I didn't want to hear the percentage chance of not making it, because I knew me. I knew what I was willing to do, right? I knew what I was willing to do. I knew that I don't care what they did to me. They could haze me, and I had some serious hazing going on, very racially motivated hazing. But I didn't care. You can call me a gook. You can call me whatever racial slur. You can put me down. When I was a freshman. I don't care. Call me whatever you want. You're not going to make me quit. Because I didn't have any alternative. Ohlone Junior College? Are you kidding me? Versus Air Force Academy. I was getting a free education. I had a guaranteed job of being in the Air Force, And I had a chance to become an officer and could be general if I wanted to be a general, if I wanted to go for that. I had opportunities. How was I going to say, why was I going to say no to that by quitting? I was not going to give anyone the satisfaction of making me quit there. They can do whatever they want to me, right? I'm not bitching about all the racial stuff. It's like, so freaking what, man? So I had these racists haze me. So what? I didn't cry foul. I thought this is how it is, right? I'm going to stand up for my rights as being a non-white person getting hazed by these white guys that hated me. What good was that going to get me, right? It's like, screw it. I'm going to figure out a way to graduate, make this program work for me. I don't care what odds I had against me. I wasn't going to go cry to daddy. Daddy, he said that I was a kook. They said that. It's like, come on, man. My dad would have less sympathy for me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, his thing would be, suck it up, buttercup. He joined the Navy as a non-citizen. He tried to get into the Philippine Military Academy in the Philippines. Because he didn't have the right connections, because his family had no money to bribe their way in, which is how corrupt that country is, at least at the time. They ousted him based on blood pressure. So he applied to the United States Navy as a non-citizen, and they took him on, because back then they were taking on non-citizens to be stewards and to be all the low-level flunkies in the Navy. But they would, give them an enlistment in the Navy to do it. My dad got in and he never looked back. He became a dispersing clerk in Navy Seabee. He flew in Vietnam. He'd fly into areas where after they fight, he'd pay the soldiers, and then he'd fly back out. He was a dispersing clerk. Never talks about Vietnam. To this day, I can't get him to talk about Vietnam. Right? He got his citizenship as a United States citizen before he retired from the Navy. Is that amazing? I look at him. What was he going to do? What if he quit the Navy? What was his prospect? Being in a poor country, living a life of, running the streets, trying to make a living, eke out a living. I don't have to go as far as look at my dad. And it's like, what excuse do I have? He's the one that brought us here. In other words, like, he didn't bring us here, but he made it here so that I have a chance to make it here. So am I going to bitch and complain about what I was going through compared to what he went through? Man, he saw some of his family die in World War II, right? When the Japanese occupied the Philippines. Who am I, right? Who am I to bitch about the Air Force Academy? Perspective, baby. So why do I talk about this? Well, what do you got, man? What do you got in you? You got into this thing for a reason. Dream, goal, desire. You have a why, right? You want your circumstances different than when you came in, right? And so when we say stuff like, suck it up, get leads, dial leads, go out and serve people, get no-showed, get beat up, come back, let's coach you up. Your circumstances are within your control. It is what we do, what we teach. It's what successful people do, right? When I got into the Air Force Academy, I only did what the cadets did that made it through there, not the ones that got kicked out on honor code violations, the ones that couldn't hack their academics because they didn't study, right? I kept my nose clean. Okay, I marched a few tours. Okay, let's chalk that up for, young and stupid. Okay. So what is your circumstance? Are you really doing this thing? Are you doing the things that we recommend you doing? Or are you just kind of sitting on the sidelines going, well, I know I could do it, but you know what? I need to get a job because I need to have money coming in. Okay, that's cool. I don't mind doing that. But beyond that, are you doing more to be able to get out of that job? Are you wanting to be truly independent? I don't know. I try to do these coaching calls. I'm trying to propel you forward. I'm encouraging. It's like, it's funny. John Fignon said, dude, you're so kind and laid back. And, people like to listen to you. And it's like, man, you just turned me into an easy listening station, right? When you dial to an easy listening station, why do you dial to an easy listening station? Because you want to veg. You want to think about nothing. You want to just easy listening, rock and roll. It's one step level up from Muzak in a department store. It's like, yeah, I guess that's a compliment. It's like, oh God. If we would really think about that, really, do I want to be an easily listening station? Do I really want to be the guy that makes you feel good about where you're at? It's like, crap. I really don't. I want to be the guy that puts a steel rod up your butt and gets your butt moving. I mean, that's how they got me moving at the academy. Now, I'm not going to treat you like you're a basic cadet, although I probably should. I want to incentivize you. I want to encourage you. I know this is a compliment. And it's very kind of you to say that, honestly. I mean, I did appreciate that. And then I was thinking, I need to do more instead of being easy listening. I need to get you mad. I need to get you riled up, and not at me, but at yourself. I need to put a mirror in front of you and say, okay, let's tear it inside of you. And let's put a mirror and say, hey, why aren't you where you ought to be? You have so much inside you that God put in you to be great. Oh my gosh, there's so many people on this call I see can be so awesome. You could be a Jacob Ray. You could be a Joseph Dukes. You could be all these awesome people on my team, but you're not. And there's something I'm doing wrong. Right, John? So it's up here, mindset, attitude. Now look at all this talent. Arnita, Betra, George, Bruce, Harriet, John, Joy. Keith is new. Let's see where Keith is, man. I'm excited about Keith. Stephanie, she's new too. I'm excited about Stephanie. Helen, she's new. So we got some people coming on here, and maybe we need them to show you guys the way. They're brand new. They don't got any crap in their heads, at least so far in the Alliance. They don't have Alliance crap in their heads. So let's see if we can get them moving quick, right? So look, rock and roll, man. Yeah, I am the classic rock station. I'm Led Zeppelin, man. Anyway. Look, I know this to be true. I can't put in you what God didn't put in you. I'm trying to get out of you what God put in you, right? And that's what I'm trying to stoke. I'm trying to ignite that fire inside you to do something great with your life, but it's not being satisfied and relaxed and staying where you're at. Are you booking 40 appointments a week? Well, Alex, I don't have the time or money. I didn't ask you all the stuff you didn't have. It's like, do you think you can? Well, I don't know. Maybe I think you can. We got to figure out what it's going to take to do it. Do you have leads? Let's get you leads. You've got a phone, right? Do you got a phone? Do you have an arm that fingers that can dial the phone? That's all these people do, man. That's what I love. I love, was it Jake talked about? He's glad it's called an activity call. No, it was Chris Manifold. I'm going to have Chris on our call because he's the nerdy engineer type that had made this business work. He is probably the least salesy type person you'll ever meet. You would never even think, I don't even think he thought he could sell. But he got laid off from his job. He had to do something. He kind of doing it on the side. He was really kind of like a lot of you out there. They're just sort of doing it on the side, just like really not doing much. Kind of mamby-pamby activity, kind of paying lip service to dialing the phone, you know. You know what? This is a good time to call these things out, but not by name. You accuse your own self, right? And then he got laid off from his job, and then he stepped it up and said, well, I better start doing something. And he started learning the business, even though it was like against his personality. He went and did it. Now he's killing it. He's consistently in the top 10 he should paid in my hierarchy. Now it's a couple hundred agents. No, you guys have the ability. You guys have the talent. God put it in you. Let's get it out of you, man. Helen. Yes, my mom raised us with an iron fist. It served me well in my male-dominated nuclear industry I'm employed in. Yeah. Thank your mama. I thank my parents. You know how they disciplined us? With the belt. And then my mom would pinch me. You know, she just pinched me in turn when I was doing something bad. And typically it was like real bad. And belt, baby. And I think I turned out okay. Alex, that's not a great way to raise kids. What is it? Spare the rod, right, Scott? Spare the rod. Thank God they disciplined me like that. I'm also the firstborn, so I have no sympathy for people that were not firstborn that needed, I need help. I need someone to help me. It's like, I never need anyone to help me. I was going to figure it out. Come hell or high water, do or die, I was going to figure this thing out. Because I never had anyone growing up to show me anything. I didn't need anyone. I didn't even know what it's like to have an older brother or sister show me the way or to beat up on me. That's the other alternative, not having, you know, an older sibling, you know, is that they didn't dominate me. So maybe I had a chance. You know, if you guys read this stuff on birth order, you know, firstborn has a certain way of thinking. And so thank God I was firstborn. I learned to be resourceful. My dad taught me to be resourceful, to take a look at all the things I had available to me, to learn something, to grow, to figure something out. And I became very resourceful. I will figure something out. Today, it's easy. We didn't have YouTube when I was little. We didn't have the internet when I was little. I had to figure stuff out on my own. I had to go get books at a library. You know what a library is? Some of y'all probably don't even know what a library is. It's this big building, has a whole bunch of books. And then you can actually check out a book for free for a period of time, and you could read that book. Anyway, I'm just telling you, the qualities of making it this business starts with attitude and mindset. Alex, what's this have to do with building? Man, it has everything to do with building. Because if you ain't got the attitude mindset, then my God, who else is your downline going to get it from? You hope they get it from someone better than you. That's actually what I hope too. You know, I don't want to be the limit of your business. I want you to surpass me. If I get more people surpass me, see how the game is played? I want you to get to the conference, the national conference, because I want you to listen to people that you relate to more than this Filipino. Maybe there's a white person you relate to. There's a black person you relate to. There's a female you relate to. There's a male that you relate to. I don't care. Find someone to relate to. Go to the function and get around them. It doesn't have to be me. In fact, please God in heaven, I hope it's not me, because that's a job, right? To be your, you know, I mean, I don't mind being your mentor, but I would just, man, I want you to find other mentors. I want you to find other people that jack you up, someone that you relate to better than me, right? And I don't take any pride or ego. I'd rather be rich than right. I'd rather be rich than adored. I'd rather be rich than edified. Does that make sense? So I want you to come to the national conference to find that person or those people that you relate to, that you can get around. That's why attending the national conference is so important. Well, Alex, that's more drinking the Kool-Aid. Yes, it is. When you get around successful people that are where like you want to be, what universe is it going to help you to stay in your basement surfing the internet that weekend during national conference? It is not going to serve you. It won't. Well, Alex, I could make more appointments. I can make more sales. Oh, brother, that is not the point. The stuff you learn there will help you propel your business forward. You know, people always say that, cracks me up. People say that just to make me feel better. Because what that translates to is, oh, you shouldn't get on me for coming to the conference because I'm going to make you money. No. You just sealed your fate that you're not going to be around 6 months from now. That's what you just did. You know what I mean? I might be too bold here. I might be too brash. Are people quitting now? It's like, oh, this guy's crazy. Yeah, whatever. Maybe we need to call the herd. No, I don't want to do that. I want you to understand the decisions you make have far-reaching impact in your life, both positive and negative. That's really the thing, man. Is really the thing. Now, look, there's so many excuses you can tap on to not come January. So many excuses. And you can let those excuses limit you. But look around you, the people that didn't let excuses limit them, right? Money. I don't have enough money. Remember, we're in the insurance business where you sell a policy, you make money from that policy. Remember that part, right? It just so cracks me up when people come with the money excuse. Oh, got the money. Sell a policy, right? That's not an excuse. That's not a reason. It's an excuse for not wanting to go. Well, why don't you just tell me the sky's blue? Well, the sky's blue. Oh, okay, I got you. Well, I don't got the time. What? You don't get the time? That Thursday, Friday, well, it's really Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You don't got the time. It's on a weekend, basically. You can't get off from work. Are you so broke-minded that you're going to let a $10, $15 an hour job hold you back from making hundreds of thousands of dollars in the future? You're like the spider monkey. Alex, what's a spider monkey? You know how they catch these spider monkeys? They hollow out a gourd and they put some food at the bottom of it, like a banana. And the gourd has a hole. And the gourd is kind of set and fixed. And so the spider monkeys come around, they put their hand to grab the food, but they can't pull their fist out. See, it's small enough to get their hand in, but when they hold on to something, they can't pull it out. And they will stay there, even risking their freedom, to continue to try to pull this thing out. And so what you're doing is you're holding on to something familiar and comfortable, but it's hell, in order to not make a better life. You'd rather be trapped like a spider monkey than get your freedom by letting go of that old attitude and mindset and lifestyle that you've been living all your life and trying to create a new world for yourself. Again, change your attitude, mindset. Man, are you a spider monkey? Are you holding on to junk that you needn't be holding on to, man? There's all kinds of junk. You know it. I know it. All kinds of junk. A bunch of people died in your life last year during COVID. Yeah, it's a reality. A bunch of people died. What did Jesus say? Let the dead bury the dead? Easy for you to say. Man, I've had close friends die. Chris Long, one of my best buddies, died of a heart attack suddenly about a month or two ago. We grieved. We were sad. We hugged each other, went to his funeral, and then we moved on. We moved on to do what we are supposed to do. Well, I mean, I'm just so emotionally distraught. Oh, I get it. But man, are you going to let your emotions rule you forever? Winners, top people in our business control their emotions. They control their emotions. Soldiers on the battlefield, when they can control their emotions in the heat of battle, they make better decisions than soldiers that do not, right? They react emotionally. It's something that's hard to do, I know, for me, because I'm an emotional person. And when I've had to center myself to make the right decisions, I've had to quell those emotions that would hold me back from making the right decisions and taking action in my life. I've had to tamp those down. I had to change my mind on other things. See, when you dwell on the death of that loved one, they're not going to be around for Christmas. They're not going to be around for holidays. I'm depressed. It's like, okay, I get it. I understand. So what are you going to do to change your financial situation? Is that helping you to change your financial situation or not? Is that helping you getting closer to your goal or not? If it isn't, then you need to think about something else. Easy for you to say, right, it's hard, but you got to do the hard thing. You got to think about other things. It's interesting how we attach negative emotions to thoughts, and then we continue thinking those thoughts to keep thinking those negative emotions. So here's an NLP thing that you can do, is when you think about that person, don't think about the loss of them. Think about all the good times, all the stuff you learned from them, how they enhanced your life up to this point in your life. Think about what a blessing they've been in your life. Every time you think about them, you feel good. It's like, would that person want me to be depressed and grieving and not be moving on with my life? The answer is probably no. If they loved you and cared about you, they're probably telling you from heaven, going, come on, man, get out of that funk. I am dancing with the angels, and you're depressed about me. You should be fired up for me because I'm dancing with the angels. You're all depressed. Come on. Move on with your life. Think about what a blessing I've been in your life. Think about the good times we've had, the positive memories we had. Don't think about the future of being without me, because in a blink of an eye, we'll be together again. Move on. They're telling you to move on through me. Right? Claim victory. They want you to be victorious. So that's an NLP thing. So refocus when you think about them. Think about all the blessings they've been in your life. So that when you think about them, you don't think about the loss, you think about the blessing, and then you move on. You got to practice that trigger. It's called an emotional trigger, where you change the thought from depression to joy. They've been a blessing. Chris Long has been a tremendous blessing in my life. All the stuff we did together, his wife Courtney and his kids, I still text her. I said, hey, I just want you to know I'm thinking about you. I still pray for you and your family. It makes me feel good that, you know what, Chris would want me to do that. He'd want me to encourage his wife and his family. And I'm doing what Chris would want me to do. So when I think about Chris, I have this joy in my heart that I can at least do that for Courtney. I'm there for Courtney. We love Gina. I love Courtney. We're there. We'd do anything for her, right? Blessing. And I'm moving on out. I'm doing what I need to do because I know Chris would want me to do that, right? See, it's the mental trick of how to turn negative feelings and emotions and thought process to positive, because you reprogram the trigger of emotion, right? It can happen that way for anything. What did God teach me? What did he teach me by going through this? And if every time you see that person that brings out a negative emotion, you can't get over it, stop getting around that person. Oh my gosh, why put yourself in a situation where you see that person every time and you have those negative emotions that make you angry, and then you continue to not move forward in your life? Why do that? You're a junkie on depression, I guess, with that person. Get that person out of your life Don't look at them. Don't be around them. Go to another place where you don't see them anymore. Come on, man. It's simple. Stop put yourself in those situations. Am I making sense, man? Am I making sense? Is this resonating with anybody? Controlling your mindset and attitude. I'm in your head. I'm in my head. Who am I talking to? I'm talking to this guy. This guy here. I'm talking to this guy. You are just party to my internal conversation. So, a lot of times this is where it comes from, man. It's you're a party to my internal conversation with me. I mean, come on, man. I've been doing this a long time, and I should be further along than where I'm at. And I get confronted with that. I was telling John the other day, and Sam, I'd forgotten that the coaching call was at 8:30 the other night, last night. And so I started at 8 o'clock, and Sam and John thought it was at 8 too. So we were just talking, we're just kind of, talking stuff. And I told him, man, I feel so inadequate in not having as many people killing it than they should. And I've got so many talented people, I'm just like frustrated. What am I doing to limit you? There's something I'm doing that is limiting you. And I'm trying to spend more time with you on these coaching calls, but there's something I'm doing to limit you. And I gotta always look at me. Like I can't blame you all the time, right? Because if I keep blaming you, then I don't take personal responsibility. It's like, it's like a leader, military leader. It's like, my men, just not to be sexist, but leadership starts with me. It's a reverse pyramid. I'm supporting my men. My men have to go out there and they got to fight the battles. Their morale depends on me, right? I need to get their minds right. I got to take responsibility. Leaders eat last. They let their men go eat before, and then they sit down and eat last, right? That's my mentality. How can I serve you more? Can I bleed more for you? Can I work more for you? Can I work endless hours? What more can I do? And so I have to look at myself, right? I got to look at myself, baby, because if I don't, then I put it all on you. But you got to help me out here. Okay, you got to help me, because you got to avail yourself of these opportunities to get around people on the Zoom calls. That's why don't miss any Zoom calls, man. You don't know what you're going to hear that's going to fire you up. Like the last call, the activity call, that's my team, the Levin Tovich team. And I hear stuff that Jake and Bray, they're 25, 26 years old, right? And there was a point a year and a half ago where they were just struggling. They were struggling, and they had to get their minds right. And over time, they started to get their mind right. How? By plugging in, by drinking the Kool-Aid, getting around the system, figuring out that we need to invest in leads. We need to invest in time and energy in booking appointments. And we need to overcome the feeling of failure when things didn't turn out. We got no show. We didn't close, right? We barely made our lead bill this week. They kept coming back saying, Mike, what do we need to do to get better? What do we need to do to get better? How can I overcome? They kept coming around. And if that's drinking the Kool-Aid, maybe drink more of it. Keep coming around. Keep plugging into these things. Keep attending all the Zoom calls. Read books. Read books. It's the most important way to keep your mind right. You have to continually put the positive in, because the negative, you can't overcome it. See, any negative you've had in your life is always up here. Your mind remembers all that stuff. The only way to get rid of it is to dilute it with positive influences in your life, right? It's kind of like playing the game where you've got 10 people lined up, right? And everyone has half a beaker of clear water. And the person at the end is got a beaker that's full of food coloring, and it's all red, right? It's like 100%. You can barely see through it. And so you start going down the line. He pours his water into the next beaker to fill it up or cup. Then that person pours it in the next one that's half filled with clear water. By the time you get to the 10th person, it's clear. You can't detect any food coloring from the first person. Why? Because every time they poured it into the next person next to them, it had clear water of positivity to get rid of the negativity, right? By the time I get to the last person, and that's exactly how to work out the negative in your head, is by continually pouring in the good stuff, getting away from, the Heisman pose, getting away from the people that put negative in your heart, negative emotions. Get away from them and get around the positive energy. Drink the Kool-Aid. Positive, man. More you pour positive on, the more better your life's going to be. The more you expose yourself to negative influences in your life, negative people, negative news, negative Facebook, the more negative you're going to be. And that's not good. It's not good for you. It's not good for you, man. So, gosh, I've been going on for 44 minutes. The power of the spoken word. There was this, I might have sent it out. I might have sent it out on Slack, what it's saying. It was Bruce Lee. Remember that Bruce Lee thing? I might have sent it out, where he said, your brain cannot discern what you say to yourself as truth or false. It accepts it for what it is. So when you let out of your mouth something negative about you, what you do is your brain believes it. Conversely, when you speak positive about you, even though it may not be manifested yet, your brain believes it. So when you say, I'm booking 40 appointments a week, I'm a top closer, I serve families every day, I take care of families every day, even though it's not happening, your brain doesn't know the difference. Your brain will start reacting in a positive way towards pushing you to that reality that you're speaking into existence. So if y'all believe in God like I do, he created all of this by word. You have the same power to create your world by words that you speak. So cut the self-deprecating comments about how broke you are, how you're not going anywhere, how you are, woe is me, and start speaking good stuff in your life. And it permeates everything that you do. It changes how you feel about yourself. It changes where your road is going in the future, right? It is in your hands, in your power to speak good stuff in your life, man. It is in your power. God gave you the power of the spoken word. It's a gift to be able to speak your life into existence. Speak life in yourself. Man, don't wait for me. Do it yourself every day. Wake up. I do it in prayer. It's part of my prayer. Part of my prayer for you, that you guys realize the gifts that God has already given you and make it manifest in your actions and in your words that you speak about yourself, right? You've got it. You all have it on this. It's just spoken words away and then taking action. It's an easy formula, like Chris Manifold said. Leads, dialing, booking appointments. It's really simple. And then keeping your mind right. You got to get there, man. Simple. It's a simple combination. So anyway, this is a builder's call, but it's probably more than a builder's call. It's probably it's more building your mindset, building you up, building the foundation of you up so that you can perform and be the best that you can be the best version of yourself that God meant for you, because you're taking advantage of all the power that he's given you, right? You have so much power within you to change your life, starting today, starting when we're done with this call. What I want all of you to do is speak what you want, not what you got. That you're an overcomer, that you are that you are achieving an awesome life because you've got money coming in, you've got a downline of people that you're serving, you've got clients that you're serving. Boom. You're getting commission every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and your life's going awesome. And you don't have time for any of the negative. And then do something about it. If you need leads, call me, call Jenny. If you need a little kick in the butt, well, I think I kicked your butt enough today. Okay. I won't do a one-on-one. I just don't have it in me to do it. Well, I'll never kick your butt one-on-one. I'll kick your butt using the peanut butter approach. If the shoe fits Cinderella, right? This approach, I'll do it here. I'll never do a one-on-one, man. As John said, I'll be very, John knows, Scott knows, I'm pretty laid back one-on-one. And I'll never dress you down. I'll never do that. But I'll do it here because I believe in you. I believe in all of you that are on this. You got so much inside you, man. And I can't wait for it to manifest in the next few weeks. Look, this is December. December's been some of the best months for me. Make December the best month for you. The holidays is an advantage because most insurance agents take off until January 6th. I'm going, oh my gosh, there's so many people that are just sitting around getting fat with Christmas cookies that when they get a call from you, it's like, well, yeah, sure. I'm not doing anything anyway. Some people are on forced vacation. The factory shut down for the last 2 weeks of the year. They're not doing anything, man. Take advantage of that opportunity. Give them the gift to their families of life insurance. All right. Anyway, man, I'm done. I've probably said every word in my head, it seems. Just try to get the good stuff in you. Anyway, man, know that I'm praying for each and every one of you for your success, for the glory of God. Everything that you do is for his glory, and that we come away humbled and give him all the thanks for anything good that happens in our life, and anything bad, give him thanks for what we're going to learn from it, right? In all things, give thanks. And so I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for all the hardships. I'm thankful for everything because it helps me become better so I can be better for you. So, man, I love you guys. I want you guys to perform. I want you guys to kill it, right? I want you guys to speak life into yourself, all right? So rock on, man. Appreciate you guys. Take care. God bless you.